Hello and welcome. This is Paul Sandhu, and today is Monday, November the 5th, 2018. So, I used to have a blog, which is still actually online, and I guess I should start writing on it again. It was titled apocalypse2010.blogspot.com. So, before the advent of YouTube in a big way, people used to write blog articles, and I suppose they still do, and I used to do the same thing. So, I had an article on there titled The Jolly Prince and in 99 Months. Part 2. Okay, this was a part 2 to an article that was posted back in April of 2009. So back in April of 2009, Prince Charles had warned that the world only had 99 months, okay, about 8 years. So that will be sometime in 2017 that there would be environmental disaster. So let me just read this article here to show you why they keep telling us this whole, that the global warming and the world is coming to an end and everything is a disaster. What is the purpose behind it? All right, so I'll put a link to this article. You can read it and some of my other articles on this blog if you like. So this one is titled The Jolly Prince in 99 Months Part 2. So I posted an article back in April 2009. So this is the article I'm reading from. I posted an article back in April 2009 titled The Jolly Prince in 99 Months. Here's an excerpt from that post. Prince Charles has addressed Italy's lower house of parliament, where he said there were now just 99 months to save the world from environmental disaster. And in that April 2009 article, I had questioned this, how did he come up with this number 99 months, okay? That how could be so sure that 99 months later there was going to be environmental disaster. Now, of course, the 99 months have come and gone, and the world is still continuing in pretty fine shape, I might add. Yes, we have some natural disasters here and there, but nothing that you can say is catastrophic. You said that the world was like the Titanic, heading towards a melting iceberg. Prince Charles has also met Pope Benedict XVI as part of his 2-day visit to Italy. Of course, he met the Pope. Seems like the Jolly Prince has upped the tones of his warnings as he assumes leadership of the World Wildlife Fund. Another elite telling us that the world is running out of everything: food, water, land, etc., etc., etc. He's telling all his subjects to consume less. Well, Prince, how about you show the way and start living in a hut in Amazon since you love the planet so much? How about turning off the thousands of light bulbs and dozens of air conditioning units in Buckingham Palace? How about riding in a horse instead of in a chauffeur-driven Rolls Royce? No, the real purpose of these harangues is to promote the myth of overpopulation. The elites want to eliminate a few billion people. And wouldn't it be perfect if the useless eaters can be blamed for their own demise on their overconsumption? No, the majority of the world does not overconsume. Like in a country like India, where I was born, people, it's the most malnourished country in the world, and people can barely get like one full meal a day. So they are not over-consuming. Yes, maybe in the United States and countries like Canada, we do over-consume, but for the majority of the world, there is no such thing as overconsumption. After all, isn't eating one meal a day sufficient for the serfs? How dare they expect to eat twice a day, and God forbid that they should ask for a roof over their heads. I'm sure the prince and his ilk will be cheerleaders as plagues and contagions and wars and climate disasters ravage the planet and kill millions or more in the process. It is highly probable that the prince will get his wish in the not-too-distant future, but not for the reasons he would have us believe. Here we go. So this was his warning. Prince Charles warns of sixth extinction event. Mankind faces extinction. The Prince of Wales has warned, unless humans transform our lifestyles to stop mass consumption. Like I said, Prince, where are you getting your figures for? Have you been to India? Have you been to Africa? Have you been to countries like Thailand and Malaysia and Indonesia and Philippines? Have you seen how people live there? Okay. Runaway climate change and destruction of wildlife. No such thing as runaway climate change. Climate always, there's some variations in climate all the time, and nothing that we have seen in the past 100 years or 200 years is anything out of the ordinary. The prince said if the world carries on business as usual, then the human race itself could be wiped out. And here's the article from where these comments came. It is in this blog article. If you wish, you can go read it. But again, these guys, they keep blowing off steam here, keep warning these major, this world is coming, the sky is falling. It's these Chicken Little warnings all the time. And like I said, this speech was given in 2009, and he said he only had 99 months. Well, Prince, where's your prediction now? The 99 months have come and gone. What is it next now? Is it going to be another 99 months now? You know what? These kind of things, you got to take these, whenever this whole thing with environmental change, global warming, etc., you got to take these things with a grain of salt, that you understand that there is an agenda behind these things. Somebody is wanting people to think that there is something wrong when there isn't, okay? And if there is some sort of disasters, then most likely they are going to be orchestrated and they will be managed, let's put it that way. All right, thank you for listening. This is Paul Sandhu.